So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So let's continue our Dasha series in Vedic Astrology, and today in this video we are going to decode the 10th house Lord Dasha in Vedic Astrology. What are going to be the positive, negative aspects that are specifically connected with this Dasha we are going to be understanding in this particular video. And once again I repeat, we are not discussing with regards to the planets that are posited in your 10th house. We are specifically talking about the 10th house Lord. Look at the zodiac sign which is present in your 10th house. It may be the sign of Gemini, it means Mercury, Cancer, it means planet Moon. So we are particularly discussing the 10th house Lord Dasha. Maybe irrespective it's going in the 2nd house, 8th house, 6th house in your horoscope. Okay. So we are particularly discussing the 10th house. And I will request you to please watch this video till end, because I'm going to be decoding many new concepts with regards to Dasha in this particular video. The very first thing, suppose a normal lifespan of a human being is between 0 to 80 or 90 years of age. So maybe you are fortunate enough to encounter this Dasha maybe at the very beginning stages of your own life, maybe in the mid phase or in the last. There are many people which might not be able to experience this Dasha throughout their life, but you need to understand, as soon as the person is hitting its 10th house Lord Dasha, the very first time you are going to be experiencing the true Saturnian energy in your own life. Because in the original Kalpurusha Kundli, this is the Capricorn energy. And Capricorn is actually going to be showing you the true Saturn energy in your own chart. Although 3rd, 4th, 5th house Lord Dashas are going to be very progressive as compared to the 9th, 10th and the 11th. But you need to understand one thing here. 9th, 10th and 11th, and specifically the 10th house, it's going to be considered as the foundational Dasha of your entire life. It means you are going to lay down the foundation. You understand what is the foundation? So whatever the kind of circumstances which you will go through this 10th house Lord, it may be failure, setbacks, emotional pain, trauma as well. So this is actually going to be laying down the foundation for the rest of your own life. So the very first point is it's the foundational Dasha of your entire life. Second important point, you also need to be paying attention towards the Raj Yogas which are particularly formed with this 10th house Lord, because I told you 10th house is very important house in Vedic Astrology. It's your Karam Bhav actually. Okay. Now, by mean to say Karam Bhav, it's your duties which you need to be performing towards this society. Now, this 10th house Lord, you need to first of all check its placement, whether it's actually going into the upper portion of the Kundli or in the lower portion of the Kundli. Upper portion simply mean 10th house Lord in the 11th house, 12th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. These are the upper portion, and below portion are the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th or 9th house. Now, for example, if this 10th house Lord in the upper portion of your Kundli, this is going to be giving you a lot of strength inside you to tackle all the difficulties which are particularly coming into your own life. And this is also going to be considered as a driving force. Like this is going to drive you to become more and more and more professionally successful into your own life. On the other hand, if the 10th house Lord is actually going into the lowermost portion of your Kundli, then this is going to be considered as a spiritual Dasha in front of you. Although it depends from the individual to individual chart and the kind of element which this 10th house Lord is going. It may be going in the air element, fire element, earth element, or maybe watery element. Because every element in Vedic Astrology, every zodiac sign has certain element in it. So you need to first of all check the element, whether the element is going to be air. If for example the element is going to be air, this is that professionalism which is naturally going to be coming inside these people. Secondly, air also represents the movement. It means the sign of Gemini, the sign of Aquarius. We are talking about the air element here. So the movement is also going to be there. It means this Dasha is going to be also creating a lot of movement, relocation. You can also call it as a bit inconsistent Dasha into your entire life, because you will not be able to gain any sort of consistency in this 10th house Lord. If for example, if it is in the fire element, it's going to be creating more enthusiasm inside you. So then you are going to be behaving more in the entrepreneurial sense actually. You can also call it as there are going to be lot of ambitions which are actually going to be there if you are into the 10th house Lord Dasha. And fulfillment of that ambition is going to be the chief main objective. If for example it's going into the water, this is where the spirituality will come. These people, they tend to not take much interest into the materialism and the materialistic side of the life. And these are the kind of individuals that want to know the realities of the life regarding the purpose, reason. I have seen many individuals that have gone through their 10th house Lord Dasha because of the setbacks which they have seen in their life. Many people, they tend to become spiritual saints and sadhus also because of this 10th house. Don't only understand it's the career, so it's only going to be taking me in the career pathway. No, it's not like that. Okay. Lastly, if it is in the earth element, then it's going to be connected more with the earthly, worldly objects of your own life. In the earth element, for example, if it is going, there are also going to be lot of challenges which are going to be coming from the family forefront into your own life, and including debt also. Okay, acquiring loan, mortgage and debt, that is also going to be theme which is associated. So first of all, you need to decode where the 10th house Lord is going, upper portion, below portion, on in which element my 10th house Lord is going to be there. Second important point, 90% of the charts, in 90% of the charts, this Dasha is not going to be giving them the optimal results. Now, why this is not giving the optimal results? Because I told you this is the Saturnian energy. And this Dasha is actually going to bind you in such a way where you will feel lot of restrictions into your own life. It means the risk-taking capability of your life is going to be at complete zero level, specifically in this 10th house Lord. Because understand one thing here, this Dasha is also going to be operating with a very secure kind of a mindset. By mean to say secure mindset, person is also not only concentrating over the taking risk and making big things in their own life. They are also going to be more concentrated regarding their reputation, regarding how other people are going to be perceiving them as well. And that is where most of the time, if the Lagna Lord is not very powerful in your chart and your 10th house Lord is becoming very powerful, these people are going to be suffering with lot of low self-esteem issues. Like they will not be able to express their true desires in front of the other people very, very easily, because that fear factor is going to be constantly running inside these people's mind. Like if I'm going to be expressing my desires in front of other people, so how they are going to perceive me as an individual. So the perception is going to play a very, very important role in this 10th house Lord Dasha. Perception of the society, perception of the other people towards you. So that is why individuals, when they are in the 10th house Lord Dasha, they will not be able to take further risks in their own life. On the other hand, if you look towards this portion of the chart, this portion means your first house, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. This portion of the chart is a very progressive portion actually. Okay, it's not creating any stagnancy, whereas 10th house Lord have the capacity to create stagnancy into your own life. By mean to say stagnancy, if you have worked hard in your life from past 10, 15, 20 years and you have reached to a certain position in your own life, you will not be able to grow into the forward manner. It's like you are completely stagnant up there because there is no risk-taking capability which is going to be connected with that part. Next important point, 10th house is also the, as I told you, it's the Karam Bhav of the native. Okay, it's your duties which you need to fulfill. Now, as I told you to look into the Raj Yogas also, which is particularly connected with this 10th house Lord. Maybe your 10th house Lord forming connection with the other quadrant houses, first, fourth, seventh, trine houses, money and wealth houses also. So this 10th house Lord have the capacity to actually mold itself according to the planet whom this Lord is in conjunction with. For example, your 10th house Lord is planet Moon. I'm just giving you one example. And that Moon is forming connection with planet Jupiter in your horoscope. Now, what is going to be happening in that case? As soon as you enter into this Moon Dasha, 10 years long Dasha, Moon is actually going to be grasping or taking the energy of Jupiter in it and then trying to operate according to the principles of the Jupiter. You also need to check here not only the zodiac sign of planet moon. Yes, moon rules the sign of Cancer, but at the same time you also need to be paying attention towards the two other zodiac signs, which is the sign of Sagittarius and Pisces, because they are ruled by Jupiter. So that houses are also going to be creating a lot of impact into planet moon. So for example, if the 10th house lord is moon, and if its energy is blending with maybe Sagittarius or with the energy of Pisces, so that energy is also going to be coming. In most of the charts, I will tell you, your 10th house lord might going to be Saturn itself. So Saturn is also gaining control over the second zodiac sign, that is the sign of Aquarius in your chart. If for example, if it is Venus which is controlling the 10th house, so Venus is gaining control over the sign of Taurus and the sign of Libra as well. Now how you will be able to read if the planet is gaining control over more than second houses, then you can watch my other videos, okay? Because if for example your 10th house is ruled by Mercury and your first house or maybe 7th house is ruled by Mercury, so Mercury is going to be giving results of both the houses. It's not only the one house which is going to be getting activated, but the main siddhant and the principle which you need to be keeping in your mind, pay attention towards the Mool Trikon Rashi. Every planet have their own Mool Trikon Rashis actually, like Saturn governs Aquarius and the Capricorn. So Aquarius is the Mool Trikon Rashi and Capricorn is the secondary Rashi. So you need to first of all try to dictate the results from the Mool Trikon. Similarly with Mercury, Gemini and Virgo. So Virgo is the Mool Trikon. With the sign of Venus, it's Libra and Taurus. So you need to pay attention towards Libra. So the very first emphasis you need to be giving more towards the Mool Trikon Rashi, because that is going to be the principal governing factor of your own life. I will tell you, the Dasha Lord itself is bound to give result according to its Mool Trikon Rashi, irrespective of wherever it is posited in the chart. Maybe your 10th house Lord is going into the 8th house in the astrological chart, and its other zodiac sign maybe is posited anywhere in any other house, for example, maybe in the 2nd house. So the very first thing, the Dasha Lord is not going to be start giving results only from the 8th house itself. Look at the two zodiac signs where that zodiac signs are posited, because these two houses are also going to be getting fully activated in your chart, and they have the capacity to then produce the results into your own life. Next important point is connected with the political inclinations. If you are into the field of politics, or you are at a very top-notch level at any organization, maybe you are a manager, CEO, CFO, vice president of some company, or maybe you are the prime minister, president, chief minister of some country or some city. What will happen if the influential people, you have already suppose worked hard and reached to that certain position, this 10th house Lord Dasha is then going to creating a dangling factor. Now what is dangling? It become very difficult for you to remain in that topmost position. You are going to have a lot of struggles up there. And the reason why I told you, it's because it's not capable to create more risk orientedness inside a person. Because the one portion of the 10th house is constantly looking at the perception which is created in this Lord Dasha. So because of the perception, that risk taking capacity is not up there. And if you are into that higher positions, you understand there is no stagnancy. Either you are moving forward or you are moving in the backward direction. So then most of the time I will tell you this Dasha is going to be becoming pretty challenging. But on the other hand, suppose you are encountering this Dasha in the very beginning stages of your own life, from the age of 15 to 25, for example, or maybe 30, then what will happen? You will see lot of hardships in this period. And if the initial hardships are coming, then this is going to be creating a strong foundation. If on the other hand, initially your dashas are very good and you are not receiving any hardships, and the very first time you are experiencing Saturn energy, suppose at the age of 40, at the age of 40, 45, 50, 60, you hit your 10th house Lord. Now that is the first time where the person is actually going to be having that sort of energy of the Saturn, like it's a binding. It's going to be forcing you to perform certain duties in the life. Even for example, as of now, if suppose you are not working anywhere, 10th house Lord Dasha have the capacity to actually give you work also. I'm talking about simply job perspective here. You are not getting job, 10th house Lord Dasha is also capable enough to give you job also. Even if 10th house Lord is coming into the Antardasha, for example, of any other Dasha, this is also going to be then a symbolism, or this is the exact timing when you will be able to switch into new job, starting a new business, or maybe taking certain new initiative. Because even the 10th house Lord, if it is coming into the Antardasha, this is going to break the pattern actually. Suppose you are following a routine from past 10 years continuously, and you hit your 10th house Lord Antardasha, your routine is going to be totally broken. Maybe you are a married person, your husband and wife, so your suppose spouse is hitting this 10th house Lord in the Antardasha or maybe in the Dasha. So this is going to break all your pattern actually. Now it also depends over the individual to individual chart whether this is going to be then creating a more stronger pattern in your life or more weaker pattern. For that we need to be analyzing both the charts on the simultaneous basis. There are going to be few recommendations that I would like to give you. If right now you are in the 10th or maybe in the future, if you are going to be encountering the 10th house Lord Dasha, make sure, keep that point in your mind. You need to have good sense of financial stability into your own life. If you are encountering or entering into the 10th house Lord Dasha very soon, because I told you in the 21st century, only with the help of the financial stability in your own life, you will be able to tackle the difficult dashas of your entire life. So this is the first recommendation which you need to go. Secondly, you also need to have a very let go kind of energy in this 10th house. Letting go mean like you are not keeping any sort of harshness inside you towards any other person. Maybe someone have did something wrong into your own life. So rather than having any sort of negative and heavy feelings towards that person, it's better to let go. Okay, because letting go energy is actually going to help you a lot. The more you let go in this 10th house Lord Dasha, okay, that have happened. So the more and more positivity that you are going to be gaining in this 10th house. And lastly, have no expectations from any other person in this 10th house Lord Dasha. Because most of the time I've seen when the 10th house is getting activated, the trines are also getting activated. Second house it means, okay, second house is a trine to the 10th house actually. If you count 5 places away, 10th, 11th, 2nd, 1st and 2nd, so 5 places away. Then you count 2nd to, then again 5, it's coming into the 6th house. So 10th house Lord is also activating the trine houses. So your 2nd house is also getting activated and your 6th house is also getting activated. Now 6th house is your enemies basically. Okay, and that is where you need to be very cautious with the hidden enemies which you are going to be encountering in this period. The reason I told you to have no expectations is because the trines are going to be creating difficulties in this 10th house Lord. 2nd house is your family also. Okay, and I also told you have a good financial stability. Only then you will be able to tackle with this 10th house Lord. Okay, otherwise it's going to be very difficult. And don't think like that 10th house Dasha is very good, it's going to be giving a lot of fame, recognition. It's not working in that way. Vedic astrology have its own set of rules and principles. And I will tell you this side of the chart, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, these dashas are going to be very progressive dashas, and this set of dashas, they are going to be non-progressive dashas. So this is the analysis from my side, and I hope you have understand some deep insights in this video with me. For any consultations, you can just drop me an email, any marriage, career, business, spiritual consultation. Make sure to subscribe my channel below, hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. And you can send me super thanks also if you find some interesting input in this video with me. And I'm going to meet you very soon in the next video with 11th house Lord Dasha. So till then, please take care and Hare Krishna.